Okay, here we're talking about our negative indices. Okay, so let's just highlight a couple of things. Any number raised to the power of 0 is always 1. Okay, 2 to the power of 0, 3 to the power of 0. Often when we think about 0, we often end up with a 0, but not in our indices, all right? So any number raised to the power of 0 is always 1. And this is what I was referring to in the previous examples. If I have an indice raised to a number raised to a negative index, I can make that a positive index by making it 1 over a to the n. So really what that's saying is, if I have 2 to the power of minus 1, I can write that as 1 over 2. Or if I have 3 to the power of minus 3, I can write that as 1 over 3 cubed, which in this case would be 1 over 27. All right. Similarly, if I have 1 over 2 to the minus 2, I can make that positive by bringing it up into the numerator. All right. So if we just work through these examples, and if you compare these to the previous ones, you can see it makes a bit more sense. So key in any indices, bases are the same, so we just add the powers when we're multiplying. So I get -1 plus 2 minus 5. Be careful of your directed numbers. -6 plus 2, which is a to the minus 4, which if I write as a positive index, that's 1 over a to the 4, which is what our CAS has given us. All right. Similar, let's just group our numbers. 3 times 4 is 12, times 3 is 36. These are all base A, so a to the power of -2 plus -2 plus 5. And so that gives me -4 plus 5, which is 1. And we will just leave that as 36A. Again, I like to work numerator and denominators. So if we go through that, 3 times 4 is 12. A squared times a squared is a to the 4. Denominator, 3 times 2 is 6. A to the 5 times a to the 4. We add the powers and get 9, a to the 9. We've got a division now. So 12 over 6 is 2. So my 12 over 6 is 2. Dividing numbers with the same base, so we're going to subtract them. So a to the power of 4 minus 9, which gives me 2a to the minus 5. Acceptable. But because we want a positive index, we have to bring that a to the 5 down into the denominator. So that's my answer expressed as a positive indice. Finally, again, one of those more sort of complicated, convoluted sort of questions. I'm going to multiply across the top and across the bottom and then do my division. So let's see what we have. So I've got a 4 there and a 3 there to give me a 12. I've got a squared times a to the 12, which will give me a 14. I've got b to the minus 2 times b to the minus 2. Add those powers. I'm going to end up with a -4. Let's come down into the denominator. I've got 2 times 2, which is 4. I've got a to the minus 5 times a squared. Add the powers, -5 plus 2, which will be a -3. And then I've got b to the 4 times b to the 3. Add the powers, I get a b to the 7. So there's my simplified version, numerator, denominator. So if I move into the final answer, 12 over 4 is 3. A to 14 over a to the minus 3. Subtract 14 minus a minus, which is a plus. So 14 minus 3 is 17. And I've got -4 minus 7 is -11. So again, expresses a positive indice, so we'll bring that B expression down into the denominator. All right.